Hi everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today's the last day of my catalog kickoff special. It's really catalogs. But if you order from me today, I have some additional gifts. If you're watching this and it's past July 6th, then I always have thank you gifts. There's some extra ones if you order. It was from July 1st to July 6th as we kicked off these two new catalogs. So I have, I was not in my office from whatever Friday was, the Friday afternoon through the 5th, because that was my daughter's birthday. So today's the 6th. I feel days behind. But these catalogs, I know I think I got almost everybody's email. If you emailed me and I didn't answer, then let me know, because it just got buried in the mounds of email I had. But I spent a couple of hours this morning answering emails. And I know that there were several requests for catalogs. If you asked over the weekend, then they'll go out tomorrow. If you would want a catalog, then I am shipping them out tomorrow. So let me know. You can contact me in my email or on Facebook or in the comments on YouTube. And I'd be happy to send it to you. So the Saleabration one right now, during Saleabration from July 1st to the end of August, or while supplies last, if anything would run out. Every $50 you spend or every $100 you spend, then you can pick something free out of this catalog. And I'm actually using something today. And then our July to December one, what we still refer to as our holiday catalog, has started. And so for the most part, I tried to show you things that weren't necessarily holiday related or that were holiday, but you could use them in a different way. Like today I'm using the tree lot dies, and I have a video pop up because I've already shown some cards to use the tree lot dies, but not make them at all Christmassy. But they do coordinate. They are free. They go with the trees for sale, which I'm not using. But we've done Rings of Love, and then I'm doing this one because these things coordinate with things in the catalog. The hippos are adorable. I've used the note cards and envelopes because they coordinate with Splendid Day. The stuff that coordinates in here, I don't want you to think that you'll be able to get it after the end of August, because August it will be gone unless they run out before then. Nothing's going to run out right now. So if that happens, it'll be at least in August. But I'm going to use the tree lot dies. They are free with a $100 purchase. You get a ton of stuff. So you get that retro cute sweet little camper. That's the card that I've already done. Today I'm going to do a card. It started out I was going to make 2 tags. I was going to use the gnomes and use this, but I'm fresh out of time, and I have a Zoom class tonight with those of you that are doing my blends class. I'm also going to use the whimsical woodland folder, which is on the page here. All the links for everything I'm going to use will be down below the video. So this is going to be a super traditional Christmas card. So I have spruce, which is not in the paper. I think it's garden green in the paper, but I had spruce laying on my table and I didn't want to waste it. So I'm using spruce, and it looks fine with this. Now, if you look closely at the dies, you'll see that there is a little like Charlie Brown Christmas tree. That's what we're going to use on this. So some of the other things I will use, well, I have all my things stacked up here, but it looks like I used this last. So we will use the whimsical woodland. It goes with the dies. It goes with a lot of stuff in the catalog or things that you've had before. If you love this, then you could easily just put a fun Christmas thing and some ribbon on here, and you'd be good to go for your Christmas cards. So you can see that it's a 3D. I'm going to move it pretty close to this line here because that will tell me that it's straight. And I don't want my trees to look like they're blowing in the wind. We don't want a blizzardy Christmas. We just want a happy one. There we go. And remember, always put them through with the fold first. And look how cute it is. It would be really fun on like a 6x6 piece too. So if you scrapbook or you want to make a little Christmas, like a Christmas frame and do a little shadow box, this would be a really fun backdrop. So I'll do other techniques with it because it's screaming out for something to be done to it. But I wanted the tag to be the focal point because, like I said, I started out and I was going to do just tags. And then as I kept going on this one, and I thought this is really too pretty of a tag to just be a tag. Although you could. So I'm going to use this, I think it's called Sweet Shop. It's the peppermints at the very front of the catalog. And again, I'll put it down there. So I think a lot of the stuff, no, I've kind of mixed sweets. So we've got these are the basic tag essentials, I think is what they're called. Again, I didn't look up any of the names, and sometimes in my memory, especially when it's, you don't work for a couple of days and you just lose everything. But all of this stuff will be down there. And then these are the 2 new 6x6 glimmer papers. We have a few new glimmer papers, but these are the ones that are with the candy canes. And it's red and like an iridescent white. I don't know what color they call it. And then I'm going to use just 2 of the little dies out of the tree lots. Well, 3, I guess. This is the Charlie Brown tree, and I've got it on soft suede. And then here are its needles. And if you do both little dies, you'll get 6 needles, which is all you need on Charlie Brown tree. So we'll have all of the full trees on our background, and then our tag can be this. Now you can create your card, so whoever you send it to could pop the tags off, or you could make a whole little box of tags, because this would be really cute. It's a super cute little design. So I'm going to just kind of put everything together as we go, because I'm going to glue it. So I've got my spruce. Let's put our white piece here. It's got that. And then our tags are just going to be pretty much layered. You can see I just did one pass through. They have the fun stitching around them, and they're graduated sizes. I think this was the largest of the sizes, and then they just go down. But it's not, there's, I don't know, maybe 6 different sizes. The whole pops out. Sometimes on the glimmer paper, because the glitter kind of sticks. If you haven't used our glimmer paper before, it's glimmer paper. It's not glitter paper. So while it looks glittery, none of this falls off. You can see I can rub really hard and nothing comes off. So it's not, don't think, oh, well, that paper's really pretty, but it's going to make a mess, because it doesn't make any of a mess. And you can see it cuts really well and even does the stitching. It's just that sometimes these just don't pop out because of the glitter itself. So we're going to layer them like that. I'm going to go ahead, because like I said, the glue needs to dry. If you were doing these at home, I would just do all of these pieces, especially if you were making little sets. You could do sets with, that's from Try It Glass. We're not putting a leaf on here. You could do a whole little set of like gift tags and note cards with just the dies out of this set. And the fun thing is they don't have to be, kind of the Charlie Brown tree has to be, but there's a little dog in there. You can do the camper year round. So you could make some birthday tags and mix them up. The pine trees, I mean, obviously they can be Christmas, and you can put the overlay on them that looks like snow, or you can just put it as another color. This kind of shreds when you pull it through. And this ribbon, I'm fairly certain, is maybe within, well, I said fairly certain, and then I say maybe. I think it's with the gnomes. It's kind of iridescent. Look how fun this back of this piece of paper is. So I've got those, and now I don't have to worry about my glue drying. And I'm just going to tie a knot, because this is kind of fat iridescent ribbon. It looks like Christmas, as it's literally 100 degrees outside my window. Maybe an Aussie Christmas. So there we pull that. So now this is all ready, and I won't have to try to do all that while I have glue drying on here. But if you were doing them, you could do your little tag first and then mount them all together. So I'm going to pop these over here. And for the most part, they just all fell out before. I think one of my little things stuck. This time, none of them stuck. So we've got 4 there and 3 here. And then I'm going to use my pick tool to kind of wedge these off, because they get kind of stuck. Kind of move them as I need them. And this is also one of my free gifts with purchase this month. Or maybe it was part of my catalog kickoff ones. I don't remember. So I'm going to use my fine tip glue. This one's almost gone. I love our fine tip glue because I like the fine tip. Because when you have something teensy tiny like this, now you could put the adhesive sheets on it, but sometimes the adhesive sheets don't stick great to the glimmer things. Just pop this one here. And you can kind of move it, like if I don't like it where it is, it's not very centered. I did put the trunk on first last time. Just kind of put that over and then move it. And then what I did before was I got everything on here, and then so you can see where that's raised up, that's where I was holding it. Because this has such a fine little tip, it's got a needle that you store down in it. You don't ever want to let this sit on the table for more than a couple of minutes, because then even though it has the tip, it starts to dry down in there because it's such a fine tip. As long as you're using it, you're fine. And then I just went ahead and I put a dab of glue, and it dries clear, so don't feel like if you put too much, it's gonna look bad. And it kind of looks icy, so you're good. And then I just pulled these off, and kind of how they landed was how my little tree, you know, it's a Charlie Brown tree. So it's not like it needs to be any kind of perfect. That's part of the charm of a Charlie Brown tree. Just gonna make sure they hit the glue. Again, they're all tiny dots of glue and tiny little things, but they're so cute. And when this is done, it's just adorable. That's why, I mean, I had the tag, and this was the video, and I thought, oh, it's so cute. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it on a card. Oh, I think I started to say that you could make it so they could take the tag off. I don't think I put any glue on these two down here. Here's a little tip for you. You can see that I've just let a tiny bit of glue get on the end of this, and then you can pick it up. Those first couple I didn't because it didn't have glue. But now when you're done, you just want to take something, even if it's just your hands, and make sure you get that off. But it makes it really convenient then to pick up your things. This time I think I've added enough glue that it doesn't need any more. You can see it has this little needle. It is my favorite way to adhere dies. And then that just slides back in there. And like I said, if you're working but not continually using your glue, don't let it sit on the table. I have a lot of people say that theirs dries up in here, and I think it's just, you can't leave it for 10 minutes, because when you think about how little amount of glue is in that tiny little tip, it doesn't take very long for it to dry. You could put the lid halfway back on. You don't have to screw it tight, but you want to make sure that that needle is in there. So that's all of our dies. Isn't it adorable? And it would make cute tags. You could have a tag making day one day when it's 100 degrees and you want to think about if you're going to do a Christmas in July event. Just have your friends and family over. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal, but if you wanted to have them be able to remove the tag, Stampin' Seal would still be a good option, as long as it's not going to be stuck on here for long, because it does become permanent. I would just put a tiny little bit. But the other thing you can do is just put a strip of cardstock across here and just kind of tuck this down inside. Because my glue's wet, I'm gonna stick it on this way. And then for my embellishments, I'm not sure, I think the large sequins go with this suite of the paper, the candy cane paper, and I didn't want anything. I wanted, you definitely need some embellishments, but I didn't want them to overpower this card, because right now we have kind of a white on white situation going with some little bits of my ribbon falling out. So I wanted something on there, but I just wanted it to add to the card, not detract from our focal point. So I went with, they're in the big catalog. They were in the mini catalog last, and now they're in the big one, and I will put the name below. They're maybe, I don't know what they are. A lot of times our embellishments, you know, the names are so cute. So I'm just going to get trees that have tips, and I'm not using the large ones. I'm using the smaller ones. And if it's got a tip, it's going to get a little topper. And I would tell you to make sure that you do an odd number, but on this card it doesn't matter so much because of the fact that we're using them as part of the design. You don't want evens right across and have them be crooked. And then there's one up here. And if you lay your paper in like I did when you put it in the folder on that line, every time you're going to get pretty much the same position. You could squish it over a little bit so this one's all the way on the card. But there you go. Super cute. Now because the only thing holding these together is the string, it does do this kind of fun effect on the card where it will move. So you could put some dimensionals on here so they would be able to remove it. You could give them another tag larger so they could take that off and tie that on. But super cute. That's the last that I have. Come back the week of July 25th. I'm going to be doing Christmas in July. I may sneak in one or two other things, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to wait till it's Christmas in July. And then same with August, not a whole lot of Christmas. And then in September, we'll hit the Christmas really hard. So if there's something in particular in the catalog, I do not have it all. And I probably won't order anything new, but I have a lot of it, probably about half of the Christmas things. So if there's something that you would like to see make an appearance during Christmas in July, then feel free to comment on the video. So there you go. Say hi to Edie. I'll catch you back here later this week. I have a club alternative and maybe one more project, maybe not. I don't know what day it is, because when they throw a holiday at the beginning of the week, it kind of messes me up. But I know I'll have at least one more video this week. Have a great one. Bye.